Well, hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry, and I'm so excited to bring you another Thrive recipe. And I wasn't gonna do another Thrive recipe right away, but I'm totally at a loss of what's for dinner tonight. I got home late. We've got to finish packing for Michael's trip. I don't have time for that. And I was just gonna go in the pantry and see what I could create through my home can pantry. And I thought, you know, I've got all this Thrive. I want to use it, and it's so delicious. It's hard not to use it once you taste it. So I thought, I'm just going to make a Thrive shepherd's pie. I've got my ground beef. I've got my potatoes. This is an Espanol beef gravy mix. Chopped onions, corn, carrots, celery, and Monterey Jack cheese. The only thing that I'm pulling is some heavy cream. A quarter cup of heavy cream and a cup of water in my saucepan for my potato flakes. I do have a can of mushrooms because I used up the last of my Thrive mushrooms for my husband's camping trip. I packed him 10 days of food, and 70% of it is Thrive. And all he has to do is add water. And the rest of it, some of it is Thrive and my home can pantry. It all came out of my extended pantry. So he's a happy camper because he doesn't, literally a happy camper, because he doesn't have to do anything but add water. Okay, so let's start with the cheese. We're gonna start with our cheese. I'm doing this size casserole. It's pretty small, just for two. That's the other beauty of this. No waste. I don't have to brown this ground beef. All I do is refresh my cheese and my ground beef. Okay, so this is a half cup measurement. And I think I would like a full cup of cheese. Yeah, maybe not quite. And we're gonna pour some water over that. That's all you gotta do to refresh it. And refreshing it means it's going back to its fresh state. It was flash frozen and dried at the peak of its goodness, and now we're refreshing it back to fresh. Okay, in this dish, I'm going to dish up my ground beef crumbles. And this is just like ground beef crumbles. So a cup of ground beef equals a half a pound to fresh ground beef. We're gonna do, because we like it pretty beefy, about a cup and a quarter. Whoopsie. And put that in there. And we're gonna refresh that with some water. This should sit 10 minutes. Now, I've done a little bit of experimenting, and you can pour the excess water off if you put too much, but for a cup, it's about 1/3 of a cup of water. When you order Thrive, if you order one of the starter packs or starter kits where you actually, not becoming a consultant, but you get to try recipes. They send you 6 or 7 recipes on a theme box, and you get to try everything and kind of use it and see how easy it is. They usually send a conversion sheet. What the Thrive product, 2 cups of ground beef equals 1 pound of fresh, before it's cooked, fresh, raw ground beef. So in reality, this will be a teeny bit less than, it would be a half a pound. Okay, so now we gotta go to our potatoes, and I probably want a little bit of butter, and I'm gonna add my Kerrygold butter. How easy is this? This literally, and I'm timing it, so I'm gonna give you the time frame, how long this takes me. This is gonna go on the stove. We also, in our potatoes, I've got fresh parsley from the garden, about 2 healthy tablespoons, and 1 tablespoon of fresh garlic from my garden. So, literally, how much money am I saving? I didn't have to go to the store. I didn't have to pay for the icky diaper that goes into your ground beef. I didn't have to chop any of this. It's very much a time saver. Okay, so, and then for the potatoes, for a cup and a quarter of water or liquid, you're gonna add 1 cup, right? No, yeah, 1 cup of potato flakes. So we're gonna do 1 cup of potato flakes, and these are delicious. Ugh. I made gnocchi with these. I'll try to link that video, because let me just tell you, off the chart, so good. The only problem was I had a hard time staying out of the mashed potatoes before I got the gnocchi made. Anyway, so let's see. Now we're gonna get this on the stove. These are refreshing, that's refreshing. And then we're gonna actually just add all of our other ingredients to this once we come back with our ground beef. Your meat you want to refresh about 10 minutes before you start the cooking process. So now I can preheat my oven. I've sprayed my dish, but I can start putting things away, or at least getting them in perspective of what I need to do. Okay guys, so I'm back and I'm excited. This is going along really quickly. My potatoes are now done and they are amazing. Now you could saute your garlic in the butter if you wanted to, but I'm doing this as quick as possible. That literally took about 3 minutes. The garlic will finish cooking and the parsley will become aromatic in the oven. So now our cheese is pretty much, we're just about refreshed here. Our ground beef is well on its way. And while I've kind of got some excess water in here, I'm gonna add my, as soon as I can find it, my Espanol beef gravy. And so we're gonna add, it says here on this, a third of a cup of the sauce mixed, 2 cups of water. I don't need that much gravy. So I think I'm gonna do 2 heaping tablespoons. And I'm not gonna add any salt to this because that's got some salt in it. The beef has a little sodium in it. I'm just gonna mix this up with the beef. It's gonna add a beefy flavor and help thicken everything. And it already smells good. Okay, now that's going. And so I could have just done that right in my baking dish. I've got a prepared baking dish. Now I've sprayed this and we're gonna use this here. Okay, so I'm gonna spread my beef chunks down on the bottom with the gravy mix. Well, that's perfect for that little baking dish. This is probably a 6 by 6 and a couple inches deep, casserole dish deep. We are now going to add some other vegetables. I always add veggies. So my mushrooms, and if these were Thrive mushrooms, I probably would use 1/4 of a cup to a 1/2 a cup, maybe 1/3 of a cup. There you go, 1/3 of a cup for this size. We're going to sprinkle down a heaping teaspoon of the freeze-dried carrots. Let them refresh. Tablespoon, excuse me, not a teaspoon. Some freeze-dried sweet corn. This stuff is amazing, even if you just eat it without refreshing it at all. So if you guys are interested in Thrive Life Foods at all, you can go down in the description box, hit show more, and go down below. I've got a link. You can go over there and shop. Check out all the products. There's no obligation. And I do want to say, if you do sign up, because I think it prompts you to sign up for a subscription and deliveries. If you do that, the minimum commitment is $25 a month, but you can cancel any month, or you can cancel the whole thing at some point in time if that's not your thing. Or if you ordered something and you didn't like it, just cancel your subscription. There's no obligation. So a tablespoon of their onion. Oh, those smell so good. No tears, no chopping, no garbage to get rid of. Oh my goodness. I didn't have to shuck any corn. And that's non-GMO corn. Now I love celery. I'm almost done with this can of freeze-dried celery. So I'm gonna put I want a good layer of it across the whole top of this. And that smells pretty good, I'm telling you. I didn't have to chop it. And celery goes wonky, especially because I buy organic celery. Celery goes bad in the refrigerator so quickly. The average American wastes 25% of their food. We also jump our grocery bill up by at least that much. Actually, it's closer to 40% by impulse buying when we go to the grocery store. So, I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Okay, now I've got everything in here. I want to do some pepper. And super excited. Can you tell? Okay. And I do have a little bit of a giveaway going on. If you become a consultant before the end of August in 2017, you're going to be put in a drawing to win a starter kit of your choice, and they're themed from pulled pork, ground beef, and Southwest chicken. So I have a couple starter kits coming right now that I'm going to be showing you how delicious and how easy it is. They come with recipe cards, all the ingredients you need to make those recipes. Super easy. Okay, cheese. Now the cheese has still got quite a bit of liquid, but I don't care because these veggies need to refresh back to their fresh state, right? So I'm gonna add that good layer of cheese all over the top. And oh, it's so good. Somebody asked if this cheese melts. Yes, it does. And it gets stringy. You know, you get long strands of it. Once it's refreshed, it goes right back to its fresh state. So it's not weird. Just saying, it's delicious. Okay, now we've got that. Now it's time for the potatoes. Let's put our carrots away so I don't do that again. Actually, I want a little bit more liquid in here because we've got to refresh everything else. And the nice thing is, if it is too wet, you let it cook a little bit longer, it evaporates right off the top. So don't worry about it. Don't get all technical. Okay, here's my fork. I want to spread these. Now, normally I would have a thicker layer of potatoes, but we're trying to stay a little bit on the low carb side. So let's put my potato down. Oh yeah. Let me just tell you, my husband is gonna love this. Oh my gosh. And we'll have enough now. Truly, I will have enough for lunch leftovers and possibly dinner the next day. But you could make this, totally make a recipe for one and be done with it. Okay, my shepherd's pie looks, my little cottage pie, if you will. A lot of people are going to correct me. That's not a shepherd's pie because it's not lamb, but my cottage pie looks amazing. And I'm just going to take my fork and rough up the top a little so it can brown. And ta-da! Oh my gosh. I should have made extra potatoes because they are phenomenal. In a 400-degree oven, literally from start to finish, that took me a total of 10 minutes. I'm not kidding you. And I put the beef in here because it's still refreshing in here. So 10 minutes from start to finish to prep your dinner? What? Let me bring this over and show you how delicious it is. Look at that. Now that's a good looking little shepherd's pie. In the oven it goes, and when I bring it out, whoops, see the sauce coming out? When I bring it out of the oven, we will bring it back and I'll show you a taste
Okay
test.
guys, can you hear that sizzle? Look at those potatoes. I'm dying to know what's going on in there. I can't eat it yet. Doggone it. Whoops. Does that look, can you hear that? Oh my gosh. Maybe I can. Let's see. Oh, crispy, crispy. And is it soupy in there? No. It has totally absorbed everything. I'm gonna sneak. Oh, I got a mushroom. I got celery. Look at that. Mushrooms, celery. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yeah. We'll take a sneak peek and then I'll serve some up. Oh my goodness. Super hot. Hot. It smells phenomenal. Mmm. Oh my gosh.
I am just gonna tell you, this is gonna be hard to stay out of until dinner. This is so good. It's actually almost better than my normal shepherd's pie. What? Well, sometimes mine gets a little too gravy-ish. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect. Oh my gosh. And it is delicious. I'm submitting this recipe to the Thrive Life website because it's phenomenal. And I'm gonna let this cool and set up completely and dish it up, and I'll show pictures at the end after I take a bite. Mmm. Mmm. So good. The seasoning is just perfect with that Espanol beef gravy. Unreal how good this is. The celery just pops. If you don't like celery, of course you can leave it out. The onions, every bit of it, the corn, all of it comes through. And the potatoes are phenomenal. Garlicky and some fresh herbs. I'm so impressed. I would not steer you wrong. If you try this, you need to let me know because you're gonna love it. If you're interested in any of the Thrive products, I'll have a link down below in the show more box where you can go check them out. This is beautiful. It smells amazing. It tastes unbelievable. And it was easy. Now, it was in my on-the-counter oven for a half hour, but it only took me 10 minutes to prepare. I was able to do laundry, do some garden watering, and dinner's on the table. No problem. I'm gonna let it rest a little bit, but we could eat it just like that, as you saw. It says, I'm sneaking out of the corner here, and the only thing that wasn't Thrive was mushrooms, cream, garlic, and parsley. And you could totally use their mushrooms, their garlic, their parsley, and powdered milk. I love the ground beef too, just saying. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Don't forget, if you're interested in being a consultant, go ahead and contact me. I will help you out, answer any questions, let you know how well I've done so far. And let me just tell you, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't worthwhile. And I certainly wouldn't put this in my pantry if it wasn't absolutely phenomenal. So stock that pantry, ladies and gentlemen. All right, bye. Mwah.